I'm Alexis Ohanian. I've spent the last 13 years as a tech entrepreneur and investor, co-founding Reddit.com, Initialized Capital, and a few other things along the way. Hey, you must be Al.
I am Al.
What's up,
Good to
man?
meet you.
I'm Alexis. Big fella. Don't usually get to see eye to eye.
That's right.
There are lots of things that I wish I knew back then when I was starting out.
How's it going, Alexis? How you doing, brother?
I'm Alexis.
I'm Helen.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Alexis.
Welcome.
Dr. Gentles. Business Schooled is a podcast and a journey across America, and also a chance for me to learn from the playbooks of the boomer generation, who are the original entrepreneurs that many of us millennial founders have been adopting and adapting the playbook from this whole time. Let's see what we can find. Sheet music. How about that? They don't put these on iPads now? Can you take me back? Because you've been in this now for 39 years?
39 years, be 40 years. 1984, I saw a prototype of a music instrument called the Kurzweil K250. And it was the first synthesizer that played back digital recordings of other instruments. And I thought, man, that's really cool. I could use that Kurzweil in my own studio. And I quickly got the reputation of being the guy that knew more about this Kurzweil K250 than anyone else.
Mom is the CEO, and as she would say it, Jan makes the bags and I sell the bags.
How did this get started?
Well, I think what prompted all this was the change in airline restrictions after 9/11.
For me, it was 2008. The market crashed. We lost most of our retirement.
Soon, these famous artists were flying me all around the world to help fix their machines, put the new sounds in it, and upgrades. Stevie Wonder and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton and all these old famous artists. And you fast forward to today, we've expanded and we sell basically everything you see on stage or in a studio, in a church, that sort of thing.
One day I went to pick up a quilt, and Alan said, "Well, what quilt are you picking up, Mom?" And I said, I don't even remember what it is. And he said, "Well, are you just like really forgetful or what's going on?" And I said, "It's been there a year."
How? Why did it take so long?
So backed up.
Ding, ding. It's like, is that a thing? Could you do this?
I can't emphasize enough how small the vision was for it. The idea was just put a machine in a building and let Mom cook on it.
Founders who have more experience, they've got the wisdom to know that this takes time and you have to be thinking long term, and that being impatient or making rash decisions for the short term while foregoing what makes sense in the long term is a fool's errand.
We didn't know we were really going to make the bag. We didn't know, that could be a reality. It's just that step by step, things worked. So we moved to the next step, and then the next step.
I want to go back to this moment. How big was the lab in the first location?
The lab space was maybe, 100 square feet, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's intimate.
It was very intimate. It was like a closet.
I started by doing a lot of work for other shops. It kind of just grew very lightly at first, but around my hobby.
We had one store in downtown San Diego.
We started with that one building.
Then a year and a half, we were busting at the seams.
That was our whole world, and now we're in 27 buildings.
People were coming from all over.
I started building 2 and 3 cars at a time. I had an employee, then I had 2 employees.
I was the 13th employee at the time, so it was tiny.
The next year we had 20 employees.
When we started, we only had 2 styles. 8 years later, 17 styles.
Everything is related
This entire city
to the
block.
quilting business.
Quilts.
So you built this whole downtown?
Yeah.
We have 950 team members.
I have 400 sales engineers. They all have somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 customers.
You kind of need to think like a franchise, even if you don't want a franchise, just for efficiency.
Founders can't be everywhere at all times anymore.
In its own way, it's a challenge to grow so fast.
Now we're saying our flagship is our website, and our brick and mortar stores complement that flagship.
As a boss, my mom is great. She's probably the most patient, understanding, and wise boss that I could have ever imagined. The greatest boss ever.
For me, the best part is we have 450 employees. And our county has been one of the poorest counties in Missouri, and now people have jobs. They have jobs where they get insurance. They have jobs where they don't start at minimum wage.
We've become the economic engine for our community. We've become an economic engine for our employees. We've brought employees here from all over the country.
We view ourselves as Southern California's hometown furniture store.
Our branding is like we're America's local quilt shop.
What is advice you would give to someone who's, at that point in their life, the sort of next generation entrepreneur who's listening to this, who's like, I think I can do this?
Write down some steps, like, why are you doing this? Who are you doing it for?
Assess the need. Don't go into business because you like something.
If you're all in and you're willing to go 110%, you've got a chance.
If there's no market for it, you're bound to fail, no matter how hard you work.
You have to keep being who you are or you're gonna burn out.
Not every company is going to be a hyper-growth, venture-backed company. I think that's fine. I think that's actually a good thing. It would be very bad if every business were just oriented towards rapid growth and scaling. But I do think that there will just have to be even more focus on the experience or the quality for these businesses that are not going the venture-backed route. It's been a pleasure. Jack, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the tour. This has been so awesome.